Welcome into the era of AI. Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to share with you a very nice tip, which you will now use to create incredible designs. Now, inside of Canva, there is incredible overlays, but you are limited to kind of the overlays that you can use. I have found a workaround, a software which is free as of now. I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years from now, but Photopea, we've already used it. And of course, this software is, let's just say, the soft version of Photoshop. It contains many elements, many tools that Photoshop has, and it is for free. Okay, but if you're using an ad blocker, they won't allow you to download images, just so you know. All right. Now here, the thing what you're looking at is a frame. And this frame, I've created it using the combination of Canva and Photopea. Now, how can we use this? But first of all, where is it used for the most part? Here, I must share with you an example of what it can be used for. And you can see right here that what we kind of did is we have used that frame. And now what we're looking at is an incredible design, making it seem like this person is not swimming in the ocean. He's swimming in the rocks. This is interesting. And to create it is not so difficult. So without further ado, let us actually go ahead and do it, shall we? Let's do some exercises. All right, so we are here inside of Photopea. As of now, we just have to go ahead and get some images first. Without further ado, go to canva.com and you can start a project, which is a 16 by 9 inches project by coming over here to create a design, custom size. Now, make sure you set this up to inches, and 16 by 9 is the one you need to go with. I already have one, so I can just go ahead over here and remove a couple of stuff. Now, since the example here is about rocks, let's make this one about stones. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look for elements. One particular element, which is stones, and go to photos instead. Now, when you go to photos, there's a lot of stones. Okay, so we're just going to have to use some of them. Now, if you like this one, you can use it. Now, I just so happen to think this one is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one, set the image to the background, and then I'm going to click edit the image. And I would like to go to the adjust feature and basically auto adjust this, maybe add a couple more details and so on and so forth, just to make this image high quality. So this is what I'm looking to do. All right, once you have your image, you can call it whatever you want to call it. In my case, I'm going to call it stones. And I'm going to click share, download. And I would like to download this as a PNG. It's as simple as it is. Now, once you've downloaded this as a PNG, to turn it into a beautiful frame, go back to Photopea, and remember that Photopea is not going to allow you to download your images if you're using a block, an ad block. And at the same time, Canva is not going to allow you to download these images if you don't edit them, at least by adding some filters, just so you know. So let's go back here to Photopea, and the simple thing is to click File, Open, and go ahead to Computer and select what you would like to open, okay? Now, I'm going to go and open up this stones template or image, and there it is. Now, you don't really need much to know, okay? So I just want you to double click on the image here on this side, and once you double click, it kind of shows you these features. And what I want you to do is simply just drag this a little bit down here. Focus on the white side, because if you focus on the dark side, for instance, if I focus on the dark side, this is not going to look beautiful. It's going to keep the rocks, but it's not going to create the kind of frame that I want. So I'm going to go back here and make sure this is at the beginning. And I want you to focus on the white elements so that when we create the frame, we create the frame inside of the rocks. So it takes all the white elements, which are bright, and it tries to fit a frame into them. And of course, now it's doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and just increase. Now, you might not look like what you're seeing here because this doesn't really look good, does it? So here's the trick. I want you to click Alt on your computers and select this little thing here, this little other element. Now it's going to separate it, and it's going to create much more of a smoother frame if you can move this down here, for instance, to the beginning. And now you can continue moving the other one. Since they're separate, you can continue moving it down to the dark side, if you wish to do that. Now, I think this area is enough. And click OK. Once you've clicked OK, now we have done the job. So what I want you to do is I just want you to go over here to File, click Export as PNG, and please do not touch anything. Download it with the preset styles and elements. So here, just ignore all of this stuff and download. Now it keeps the image dimensions, which is really interesting. And now let's go back to our project. So this is the image we had at the beginning. Now we get to just remove it by clicking enter. And I would like you to now drag the other one. And it's going to ultimately drag the other one here and here. Now, I don't want to use it as of now, so I can just get rid of it by now. But there it is. It's here in my uploads. I can use it later. Now, if you want to see how this works, you can open it to see it as the image. And you can see there these empty spots. That tells you that we're going to be able to see through this. So what do you want to put inside of it depends on you. I think, or I would think, I'll put a pirate. So I'll go to images here and I'll just go and look for pirate. Now, since pirates, they love this kind of stuff. And yeah, here I'm going to click. Now this one is trying to act like a pirate, like Johnny Depp from the Pirates of the Caribbean. Doesn't really look like Johnny Depp. Doesn't look like it. Maybe this one. Well, interesting. So what I could do is I could get rid of the background by clicking edit. Now you can get rid of the background by either using the grab in the Magic Studio or the BG remover option, or you can use an app. Now here, if I click to grab Magic Grab, I can grab this person. I can also go to BG remover, which is also pro. And I can also go to apps and search for background eraser. There's an app, it's called background eraser. They show a mutton. You'll know it by the mutton that you see. And when you click background remover, eraser, all you need to do is to have an image. You can upload it and you can remove the so-called background from it. Or just simply use remove.bg, which I've also explained in the beginning of the course. I hope I make some sense. So now without further ado, let's get back into it. Now I'm going to go back to Canva here. I'm going to use my features because I have the Canva Pro version. And I'm going to use the BG remover option. Now this removes the background, only keeps this Johnny Depp imposter. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to put him in the center screen and also add some edits, maybe auto adjusting, maybe going down, adding some sharpness and some clarity and some saturation, some dark colors and stuff. So just adding a couple more elements. And now what I want you to do is go back to elements and look for frame. So the frame that we want to use is a normal frame. So if you go back to all, here we have this frame. This is the one I want you to use. And I want you to just click it and make sure you come over here and drag it like so. And make sure you spread it nicely across the image. Now, spread it until it's there and then spread it from this area. And now you can see it covers the entire screen. Now go back into your uploads where you have that frame of ours. Drag it, or drag the frame and have it cover everything. And you can see that Jack Sparrow is coming through, right? Now we can't see him clearly because obviously we didn't really take the frame and remove a lot from it. Now we can work a little bit on the frame, or you can click here and reduce the transparency of that frame, but that wouldn't look great, would it? So what we can do is, let me show you. I can come back over here, detach the image from the background, and I can come back to Photopea since I still have the project on, and I can double click here, and I can still go on to do some more work on the frame. So I can do some more work from here. I can also do some more work from here. Now, obviously, this is a frame that looks a little bit different because it will obviously look a little bit different. So I'm going to click File, Save, and now, not this, Export. Okay, this is one of those times when I fail. So I'm going to click File, Export as PNG. And this one will work better because it obviously has taken a lot from the rocks themselves. And it focused on keeping just the frame. All right, so I'm going to download this one as a PNG. This one is the one to use for this application. Now save, and that's pretty much it. So once you have saved that, you can go back to your project, and all you need to do right here is you can drag and drop. Now, by the way, I don't think you noticed, but there's a small button here on this frame. That's just a fun break. Now I'm going to drag my image, right, like so, and just click and push it. Now just push it. And guess what? Now it looks a little bit different. We can see that the sparrow is coming through, right? And it looks really interesting. So I don't know about you, but I think this is really interesting. Now that was just one exercise. Now think about something. Think about someone swimming in the sand. Now that would be interesting if we can make someone swim in the sand. Would it not be? So we can go over, look for sand, right? And we can look for photos. There's a lot of photos of sand. And I think that this one would look really interesting. Now let me just click this for a second, but there's sand and water. So I'd just probably go for a picture where there's only sand. I should say desert sand, desert sand. And let's try to create something interesting for us to move to the next video. So we have a lot of desert sands here. I'm going to be taking maybe this one. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. And I'm going to take this image and set it as a background, and then also come over here to edit image, adjust, auto adjust. There you go. Now that I've done so, I can go over and say sand, and I can click download. Now this is going to be downloaded as a PNG, and I'm going to go back to Photopea. Now when you go back to Photopea, you can click this X button to just remove anything, and now you're starting all over again. And you can go to File, Open, and you can open what you want to open. So what I'm going to open is the image of the sand, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to first of all double click to open up the image, double click on that image, and in here, like I said, you can play with the colors. So we'll play with the dark colors, and you can see that, or the white colors. Now on this image, that doesn't do much because this image is full of darkness. So we'll focus a little bit more on the other part instead. But when you do it like this, it kind of eats up a lot from the image itself. Now the way I see this is, well, we can use this, but we have to use it carefully. So I'm going to go to Alt, click Alt, just select the other part, and we can just select just enough. And we can go over to the other side and select Alt and select just enough. And you can see that now we kind of have this frame. Doesn't look like much, but we can still work on it. So what we can do now is we can take this current layer, or this one, and we can just move it aside a little bit, just a little bit, not that much. This one as well, just a little bit, not that much. Well, let's just move it nicely. And now we still have the sand. We can still see that this is a desert, but still we can really blend this with some other picture. Now I'll click OK. We have our design. Not sure how this is going to look like, but I'm going to click on File, Save, and now we have our design with some transparency. So I'm exporting this as a PNG right over here. Always remember, save your work if you want to keep it here, but if you want to export, click Export as a PNG. So I'm going to export this as a PNG, and obviously now I have my frame. So now I can go back to here, and I can now get rid of this one, and obviously just drag the new one. So I'm going to drag it, but not here. I'm going to drag it here to the uploads, and think about what we want to use. So now let's go and look for some swimmer, look for swimmer, or someone swimming. And I think I'm just going to use the same picture I used before, or probably this one maybe. Now for this one though, I don't have to remove the background, to be honest. And I'm going to go to my uploads. Of course, you can make this as the background image and go to your uploads and grab the image of the sand. You can put it right on top, but that wouldn't be the best way to do it. I would prefer that you go to elements and that you look for the frame. All right, so frame. Let me remove this from here. And I'm going to take this particular frame and have it cover the entirety of the thing. From here to here. And then go to my uploads and simply just click on the desert and drag it. And well, as much as we tried, well, it's not bad at all, but still, it's pretty good. Right? I like it. Now, in order to make this a little bit better, what we can do is we can come over here to this image, edit, and we have this magic grab tool, which will leave the background intact, only is going to pick the swimmer. So I'm going to grab, I'm not sure, it's going to leave, I think it's going to leave a really, really big, in the background, it's going to leave, an empty white color in the shape of this character. But we can clear that, I think. No, it didn't even leave. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Now what I can do is I can just bring my other frame back and put it there. And now I can put this one on top. Well, if you put it like this, you can see it comes back to the frame. So you have to click Control while you're moving things. And you make it seem like this person is swimming, and it looks like he's swimming in the desert. Now, of course, it depends on your creativity, how many times you tried, how many things you tried. Obviously, this is the example, but I hope that you like this feature because I think it's really amazing. Imagine what you can do with these things. Just imagine what you can do with them. There's a lot that you can do with them, quite a lot. Now, let me just give you an example here. We can go to that swimmer image, and we can do one thing. So, for instance, there's the swimmer. If I position him to the back, you can see that because of that frame, it looks like he's swimming in rocks, and that really does look cool. I like it. I can now take everything and just make it bigger, and you can see when you kind of move in that it really looks like an illusion, like he's coming out of some rocks. It's a great way to blend multiple things all at once. So hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed this, and that's pretty much it for this lecture. Before we go, I'd like to share with you some illusions that you can do. Watch this. Now, I'm going to remove everything from here for a second, and I want you to click this image. This is the image. I'm not going to set it as the background. I'm just going to move it here, and I'm going to actually make it big, like so, and then move it aside, like so. All right, now that we move this, there you go. And now what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go to my uploads and grab myself a frame, or that wouldn't be necessary. For example, I could take this one, also drag it like so, from here to here. And what you can do is you can create an illusion. So for instance, you can move this down here to crop, and you can make it seem like this, half the picture, the guy is swimming, on a normal ocean, and the other half, he's actually swimming in rocks. Now, this is one of those things you can do, right? I thought about it just now. So hoping you've enjoyed this, and wishing you the best as always. Passive Income Gen Z signing out.